Nomenclature. We're going to start with ionic compounds, which are typically composed of a metal and a nonmetal, or it can be a metal plus a polyatomic ion. The cation, the positive one, is always named first. The anion, the negative, always comes second. And it's the same in the name and the formula. So the first type we have are when the metal only has one possible charge. And this happens mostly with representative elements, which are the ones in the tall columns. And they just get their name used. Type 2 are metals that have more than one charge, which happens a lot with transition metals. And we have two different ways to use them. The UPAC way, which is the newer, current, systematic way to use it. The Roman numeral is the charge. And then we have the old way, where the OUS ending is on the lower charge. So see the OUS on the +2. Then the IC on the higher one. So the IC is on the +3 for iron. But notice for copper and tin, we still have the OUS for the lower, the IC for the higher, but it doesn't tell you the number of it. No matter what the metal is, monatomic anions change the ending to IDE. Polyatomic ions, they come with a name, just use it. Absolutely important, you have to memorize your polyatomic ions. So here are some examples. Now let's look at these. BE is in group 2, only ever a +2, so no Roman numeral. O is oxygen, so it becomes oxide. Li, lithium, group 1 metal, only ever +1, so no Roman numeral. Cl, we change the ending to chloride. Mg, magnesium, group 2 metal, no Roman numeral. Nitrogen becomes nitride. Sn, tin. Tin can have more than one charge, so we've got to figure out what it is. Cl is chloride. So what we have to look at is the fact that Cl can only ever be a -1 charge. So what did the Sn have so that when we crisscross charges, we get that 4 subscript on chlorine? So the charge on Sn has to be 4, so we use the Roman numeral for 4. Cu is copper. Copper is another one that gets a Roman numeral. Br, bromine, becomes bromide. Bromide is always -1, so since we have no subscripts, a 1-to-1 ratio, copper had to be +1, so we have a Roman numeral 1. CuBr2, got copper, again needs a Roman numeral. Br is still bromide, and Br is still a -1 charge. So in order to put that 2 down there as a subscript, copper has to have a +2 charge. So we have a Roman numeral 2. Na is sodium, group 1, no Roman numeral. NO3. NO3 collectively is the nitrate ion. Notice we've got a positive ion and a negative ion. The negative just happens to be polyatomic. So let's look at the next one. We have 3 elements. Therefore, we must have a polyatomic ion. You've got to know your polyatomic ions so that you can recognize NH4 is ammonium, Cl is still chloride. In this next one, CO3 is your polyatomic ion, Ca is calcium, no Roman numeral because it's in group 2, CO3 is carbonate. Over here, Cn is our polyatomic ion, Fe is iron, iron needs a Roman numeral, Cn, cyanide, has a -1 charge, so Fe had to have a +2 to put that 2 outside of the parentheses.